The PokeMMO Hardcore Nuzlocke. It's not something that many players attempt, let alone complete, and there are many reasons for that. Some of them are due to time, some of them are due to difficulty, and today I wanted to break down some of those options and explain why no one has ever completed a Hardcore Nuzlocke, at least to my knowledge, and there's absolutely no evidence of such online. Now, if you don't know what PokeMMO is a constantly online, seamlessly connective, multiplayer Pokemon experience. And as many of you know, it's an MMO, and MMOs constantly focus on endgame, and they constantly focus on the late game grind. However, PokeMMO actually has an extremely interestingly difficult, uniquely difficult storyline. There are 4 storylines to choose from in PokeMMO, being Kanto, Hoenn, Sinnoh, and Unova, and they're all uniquely difficult and different, but they all are very challenging. They all follow the same traditional storylines of Pokemon, so if you're familiar with those games, it shouldn't be a huge shock to you. However, a lot of things change. The AI are much smarter. The Pokemon are much more powerful. You'll see a lot of final evolutions. The movesets are serious. You'll see ice beams and flamethrowers thrown around. And the items and IVs can be absolutely cheating. Some of the scariest things in the PokeMMO storyline, especially with Nuzlocke, are these terrifying items that will absolutely take you out at a moment's notice and you would never expect it. A Power Herb Solar Beam Ninetales obliterating your Blastoise, a Fire Gem Growlithe randomly scattered among the SSA in early game, taking out your Gloom. These are terrifying but common situations. It always seems as though every trainer you battle in PokeMMO has a specific strategy built to destroy you. The PokeMMO trainers aren't just flailing around with the Pokemon provided trying to do some damage, they really do strategize and try to take advantage of you just when you let your guard down. Alright, but that's enough fear-mongering of the PokeMMO Nuzlocke. Let's actually talk about the Hardcore Nuzlocke and what makes the Nuzlocke and the Hardcore Nuzlocke so very different. I myself was the first person to upload and complete a PokeMMO Nuzlocke, a traditional one, onto YouTube or onto the internet. However, to this day, no one has still completed a Hardcore Nuzlocke, and I think it might be borderline impossible. The biggest difference between a traditional Nuzlocke and a Hardcore Nuzlocke obviously being not being able to use items in battle and a new, different level cap. Now, PokeMMO actually already has a level cap implemented into it, and the game is very much balanced around that. So when you take that current level cap that is already difficult and the game's balanced around that, and then lower it to the gym leader's highest level Pokemon, you're putting yourself at such a disadvantage where the game is totally not balanced around that it becomes excruciatingly difficult and near impossible. Now obviously with a decent amount of good RNG, honestly, most Pokemon Nuzlocks are possible, at least with consistent, decent to hopefully good play. However, here comes the real kicker, and this is probably why most big Pokemon Nuzlocke YouTubers or content creators don't usually touch PokeMMO. It's because of the time factor, and I totally understand it's a huge barrier to entry. PokeMMO is at its core an MMO, and it bases a lot of its gameplay around slow, grindy stuff, and that's no different when it comes to Nuzlocke and grinding for XP on your Pokemon. Also, since it's an MMO format, you can't speed up the game's processes like you would be able to in an emulator to like 2 or 4 times speed, which also slows things down quite a bit if you're used to that. To give an example, it took me around 40 to 50 hours to complete my PokeMMO Nuzlocke, and to spend 40 or 50 hours on one attempt and then potentially fail at the Elite Four is an extreme time sink when this is something that could take upwards of 100 attempts. I don't think many people want to blow 5,000 hours just to be the first person to complete the PokeMMO Hardcore Nuzlocke. However, if you were the first person to do it, it'd be pretty cool. Nah, I'm just kidding. I actually wanted to make this video today because I think there might be a better way. There might actually be a good option for Pokemon content creators to attempt this Nuzlocke, and I would be honored to see them do it. You see, because recently there was a new item added to the game. It's something called XP Candies. XP Candies are somewhat similar to rare candies in the fact that they allow you to level up your Pokemon. However, doing Nuzlocke runs with rare candies would have been excruciatingly stupidly expensive. XP Candies are actually somewhat viable. You see, unlike rare candies, XP candies increase your XP by a flat amount. Extra large increasing by 30k, extra smalls increasing by 500, and there's a variance of numbers in between there. As you can tell, these are much better for leveling up low-level Pokemon, whereas rare candies are much better for leveling up high-level Pokemon. Now the best part is that XP candies are decently cheap, ranging from around 2 to 10k depending on the size and the amount of XP. Now, if you're taken aback by this or you see this as cheating to level up your Pokemon during a Nuzlocke with XP candies, most of your favorite Pokemon content creators actually already do this. Most people hack in a stack of rare candies to be able to plow through and focus on the exciting and interesting strategic parts of the Nuzlocke without having to go through all the grinding every time. It only makes sense, and it's honestly probably the best way to do it for content. But the point of this video and the fantastic news is that I think a PokeMMO Hardcore Nuzlocke is probably possible with the use of these XP candies. Maybe I'm an idiot and it'll be done first attempt by someone talented. Maybe I'm right and it'll take someone over 100 attempts. I'd love to see people attempt it. And if you were the first person to complete it, I think it'd be a pretty big deal. PokeMMO is bigger than most people think, so I think you'd be surprised at the amount of praise and acclaim it would bring to you for completing such a challenge. If you're a content creator and would like to attempt this challenge, try to reach out to me and I'll try to offer any help or support that I can. My Discord is also an absolute swell of information for this game. But that's pretty much it for me. I really just hope some content creators out there attempt this challenge. I truly love this game and I would love to see something like this, put this thing on the map, and really show how interesting and unique this game can be and how cool our community is. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to like and subscribe. It helps out a ton, and I will see you guys later. Peace. Yo, if you're watching this, that means you watched the entire video. So first things first, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. And if your name is on this list, that means you go above and beyond and support the channel and allow me to do what I do every single day. Thank you so much and have a great day.